Hey guys, welcome back, and I have a really awesome show for you today. I have a question and a shout out. It's a question that I get. It's very common for me to get this question. I've been getting it a lot, so I want to address this question, and I'm going to give a shout out to DJ Billman. Okay, his question basically is he gave some examples, like say if you're trying to create something and like winning a lotto ticket, you're trying to win the lottery. You have your ticket out and you're talking to your family members about the ticket. You say, look, I got this ticket, man. I'm going to win. I'm going to win this. And they say, no, you're not. You're not going to win. Nobody ever wins. Nobody ever wins the lottery. You're not going to win the lottery. Just tear that thing up now. Okay, so basically, there are two different types of manifesting. Okay, one involves more luck than anything in the 3D world if anyone else is looking at it from an outside view. They look at winning the lottery as being lucky. Those sort of creations you don't want other people to know about. You don't want to talk about those things. You don't want to tell anyone what you're working on. And you don't want to, just like Neville Goddard said, unless you have the boldness of the highest level to be able to create that and know for sure no matter what anyone says to you, you know you're going to win, and you created that scene, and you've locked on to the law of assumption and the law of reversibility, and you know it's going to happen. You've used everything right, just like with gravity and electricity. You've hooked up the wires right. You've got the proper bulb, and you've hit the switch. You know the light's going to come on. Everything's hooked up properly. And that's what happens when you use the law of assumption. If you hook everything up right, it's going to happen just like the law of electricity or the gravity. You throw something up in the air, it doesn't matter if someone says that's not going to fall. I mean, you throw something in the air, there's no way that's going to fall. It's going to fall. Gravity is real. It's a law, just like the law of reversibility, the law of assumption, the law of attraction. It all works in the same way. If you hook all the circuitry up right and you practice it and you land everything properly, it's going to work. Okay, so don't talk about it. I wouldn't recommend talking about it at all. That's when I manifest things much more effectively myself, is when I don't talk about it. I just create it, okay? Just be a creator. You don't need to talk about it, and especially if you know that it's real and know that it's going to happen, it's a law, it's going to happen, you don't need to talk about it. Okay, so he's got one other, this is the second part here, okay? He's got another one. Okay, his example was, say I have a lottery ticket on my desk, and a friend or a family member just sees it sitting on the desk, or I talk about it, and a family member happens to see it, and they'll say something like, good luck, but you're never going to win. You're not going to win. Okay, so that's the first one I just covered. Don't talk about those, because there's not going to be a logical sequence of events that are going to have to take place to actually create a reasonable outcome. So don't talk about those, all right, guys? But the second one is this one. This one is okay to talk about. I believe this one's okay to talk about, all right? But it is okay. So, or others will say, well, I see you working hard on your social media, YouTube, and all this, and you haven't gotten rich yet, so you need to give it up. You're never going to make it. So you've got a YouTube channel, or you've got some sort of social media channel where you're trying to get all these followers and you're trying to be successful at it, and you've been going after it for a while and you don't have any yet, but you know in your mind you're going to get them, but you have your family and friends saying, just give it up. Just give it up. You're never going to get it. So obviously, that is something you can talk about. I believe you can talk about those ones, because you can use the negativity and people telling you that to fuel your fire, to use those types of people that tell you that to work even harder, and things like this, you actually have, there's going to be a logical sequence of events that actually leads you to this. So you can actually try harder, focus harder, make more videos, get better marketing, study, and attract more people through actually doing things, as opposed to the lottery where you're just matching up some numbers and you're going into either flow state or things like that. It's not really, it's more based on non-logical thinking. Okay, so but with your YouTube channel, you've created it, you've landed the scene, and you're going after it, and you've got people that are, you got haters out there. Just use that to fuel your jet to take off. All right, use that negativity and that fuel to even try even harder. And I don't believe that can affect you at all. If somebody is saying that, no, you can't get your YouTube channel, your social media, I would just use that as fuel to take off and use to try even harder. But when it comes to the lottery, I wouldn't say anything to anyone. It's like what my grandfather told me when I was having some issues creating some things like that were more magical, things that people just couldn't believe that could ever happen. Those are the things I don't talk about. but the things that I can control in my 3D world and work harder at and know that I've landed it, those things I'll work even harder and get there even faster by other people talk, because I have that boldness in certain things like that. But the other things I'm still working on with like the lottery and things like that, they don't really have a rational reasoning behind it. But okay, guys, I wanted to answer this question and give you some good examples. And I'll give you another shout out to DJ Billman. Thank you for the question, and I hope this helped. All right, guys, and if you have any of your own questions on this, go ahead and put them in the comment box below, or you can just put one thing that you're grateful for. All right, guys, and I will see you tomorrow.